Today we're gonna play Bendy and the Ink Machine because it's October, that means Halloween is almost here. And what fits Halloween better than some horror classics that probably a lot of us grew up with? So yesterday the game got an update, version 1.5.1.2, and they called it a big quality of life update along with some Halloween editions. So today we're gonna replay this game, but before I do that, consider leaving a like and hitting a subscribe button because it would really help me out a ton. And now let's get started. So a lot of people probably know how this game starts, but I'm gonna show this anyway. So the game starts out with this letter that we get from Joey Drew, who is the CEO of this company called Joey Drew Studios, the in-game kind of like Disney company. And he wrote, "Dear Henry, it seems like a lifetime since we worked on cartoons together. 30 years really slips away, doesn't it? If you're back in town, come visit the old workshop. There's something I need to show you. Your best pal, Joey Drew." Now, we are playing as Henry, an old cartoon artist at this company. And yeah, we're just gonna play this and you'll see how it goes. And now we're starting into Chapter 1, Moving Pictures.
All right, Joey. I'm here. Let's see if we can find what you wanted me to see.
Okay, so as I said, we are playing as Henry. Oh wow, that's cool. Little bats here. That's cute. Oh wow, there's pumpkins. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so if you haven't played this game before, there are no pumpkins or little bats here. This is new with Halloween. That's cool. So, if you don't know this game was really popular around 2017 because of its unique art style. Because everything, it just feels like you're walking through a completely hand-drawn environment, or you're walking through a cartoon. And this gives you kind of an eerie feeling because anything can happen in a world like this. Like everything is not proportional, it's not symmetrical, it's all moved. It's really cool to look at.
Use a few dry cells.
And now we have to give this lift a few dry cells, as Henry says, and now we'll see why Joey brought us here. I always have to smile when I see this because it's also really nostalgic for me because I've played this game when this wasn't this big yet, because this game was released in chapters, and when the first 3 chapters came out, the Ink Machine, this is by the way the Ink Machine, it wasn't this huge. It was just a small room with this, but like really small. But now seeing this again after a few years since I last played it is pretty cool. It's pretty wild to me. Now this opened up and this opened up and a lot of shit has opened up. It's pure magic, I tell you. It's pure game magic. Also, there's this bacon soup that we can drink. Cool. Sorry, I got scared there. Okay, so this is the so-called, I guess, main power. So we have to find 6 pieces of collectibles: a bendy plush, a record, or I guess a vinyl record, a ink glass cup bottle, I don't know, a gear, a wrench, and a book. Now we have to go find this. Hello, Bendy.
I'll put this here.
And here's our first item in Boris. This is Boris, by the way, if you don't know him. He's a cartoon wolf. He's dead, sadly, but this is what he would look like if he was alive, and he's pretty cute. He's my favorite character as well. I really like him. Damn, I really like these pumpkins. It's really cool. So, yeah, I can't get over this. Like, it's really cool. I really enjoy this. It's also really, it's really weird because this game hasn't gotten an update, at least that I can remember, in like 4 years, because they were working on Benny and the Dark Revival, which is also another game, which is the sequel to this game. They worked on this a long time, for a long time, and they didn't update this game at all. Like there were events like Christmas and Halloween every year, on obviously, but they didn't update the game once. So that they're updating it now is kind of weird. I mean, I saw this yesterday, and I was really confused because I wouldn't have expected this game to get updated again because I thought it was fine as is because yeah, the game is pretty much good as it is. I mean, there are bugs, but if you're playing this game and not trying to forcefully get some bugs to show up, you wouldn't notice them. So the game is actually pretty good already. So I was really surprised when they released this quality of life update. Now, for those of you who don't know what a quality of life update is, that just means that the devs updated the game so it's easier for people that had trouble with it before. So basically, what a quality of life update would be is you've got a boss fight. Hold up. You've got a boss fight, and you are, for example, it's too hard. So the dev would push out another update so it would be easier. That's what a quality of life update is. And I thought the game was fine as is. I thought the game was actually pretty easy, so I wouldn't have thought they would have updated this. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I gotta say, it's pretty cool. By the way, I've already collected every single collectible because I know where they are. I remember this game, and now we have to place them here.
Now I just need to get the ink flowing somehow. Should be a switch around here somewhere. Then I can start up the main power.
And the switch that he's talking about is a valve, but we'll just ignore that for now. Here's a cool little jump scare, actually. Hi, Bendy. Nice to meet ya. Theorists also have it that this was actually Sammy because this ink trail leads into this wall, and this is one of Sammy's abilities. Sammy Lawrence, if you don't know him, he can walk through these cracks in the wall. He has the so-called flow ability, which means he can travel with the ink. I'm not sure how, but everything's possible down here. Because as a matter of fact, this isn't actually the real world. This right here that we're in right now is a endless loop of torment created for us, for Henry. And this is all happening inside of the ink machine, actually. So nothing here is actually real. This is all ink, basically. And now we've turned on the ink machine, which was our objective, by the way. I completely forgot to tell you that. But here's a cool Easter egg. You can see him bleeding out here. Now, if you walk up to this poster and walk through it, you can see the Meatly, which is the game's developer, actually, which is pretty cool. You can find him in every single chapter. I don't know where though. I know where he is in chapter 4. And I know where he is in chapter 2, but I'm not sure where he is in chapter 3 or 5. I'm not sure. The game, by the way, has 5 chapters. And today we're going to play the first one. And if you guys like this video, then maybe we'll play the second one. By the way, this door is closed now, and yeah, there's inky footsteps. And this room is boarded up. I wonder what will happen now. And this was the ink demon, and now we have to run for our life. Now the ink demon is the main threat. He's the king of this lair. The ink demon rules over everything here. And there was him right there, and now we have to run for our life. The exit door is open, so let's just flee. And of course we can't, because then we wouldn't have 4 other chapters to play. But yeah, I really enjoy this. I really enjoy this game. I really do. Now we have to drain the ink with these valves. And reach the bottom so we can actually move on. Because we can't go back. We just fell like 20 feet, even more. I'm not sure. I'm not American, so don't hurt me. But yeah. I'm not sure what meters and feet is, so chill. And now we got our first weapon, which is an axe, which is actually pretty cool. And we can chop wood. It's super satisfying. Now we have to clear this path and move on to the next room, Wherever this will take us. Here's a door. We'll unlock this, and there's a weird pentagram on the floor, and magically the wall has collapsed behind us. We'll just ignore this and just walk in here, and we can see 2 coffins and a pretty ominous room. We see images flashing before our eyes, and now we fade into coma, into unconsciousness. I'm not sure. But now we'll move on to Chapter 2, The Old Song. Now I won't play this chapter entirely, because I want to get this video out as quickly as possible. Because it's already late and I have to still edit this, so I won't play through the whole chapter.
Well, I guess there's only one thing to do.
But this chapter
Press on.
is, in my opinion, the most boring chapter. A lot of people say the most boring chapter is chapter 3, but to me this is the most boring chapter because almost nothing happens here. So I don't like it as much.
It's so big.
But yeah, I really like these pumpkins. They're fun. Well, not fun, but they're cute. Well, not cute. Ah, fuck it. Fuck you, Bendy. By the way, these Bendys always respawn. I guess they don't. Ah, they do. Come on. Okay. Yeah, those are these pentagram Bendys. Those can respawn for whatever mysterious reason. More bats.
Hello? Excuse me, can you help me? Hello? Where the hell did he go?
Yeah, where the hell did he go? That's a good question, Henry. This was a man, or this is a man. He wasn't a man, he is a man. Named Sammy. And Sammy is a songwriter. He is the musical director of all Bendy cartoons.
Somehow. Should be a couple switches nearby.
And now we have to throw some switches.
Then maybe I can open it.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something about Sammy. This chapter is all about Sammy. Sammy, or Sammy Lawrence, is the musical director in Joey True Studios, and he was the guy responsible for writing all the music and soundtracks that was used in Bendy cartoons. But he went mad because he had to write like 4 songs a day, or I guess 4 songs in a week, which is a lot because Joey, the CEO, as I already said, he wasn't very good with planning. So he would tell him, yeah, you gotta make 4 songs by the end of next week because we need them. And of course, he worked so much, he barely slept, and he started to sleep down here. And at one point, he just went mad. He just started seeing Bendy in his sleep, and he just went completely insane.
It's really dark in here.
And started seeing Sammy Lawrence as his, and he started seeing Bendy
Looks like this
as his, like,
I'm gonna
as his god, as his guy that will free him, but as his lord, but yeah. We'll see if that will work out. And the power turned on, and now we got into our first fight. These are called searchers, which are failed experiments that were, I guess, initiated at Joey Drew's. This is another piece of lore. The whole point of the ink machine existing in this real world was for Joey Drew to create living characters. Not just people walking around with costumes, but for example, a real Bendy, a real Boris walking around that would actually live. And the way he would do this is he would take souls of his own workers. For example, these things, these searchers, are failed experiments that didn't work out and they are just ink blobs. But then there were other more successful experiments. For example, Boris, you just saw earlier in the other chapter, he was the most successful experiment because he turned out to be the most perfect cartoon character he could ever create. Now, there are lots of other characters here, for example, the Ink Demon. And the Ink Demon was actually the first. He was the first, and he was I guess, accurate as well to Bendy, but he didn't have a soul, which is why it turned out to be a demon.
Well, there's the pump switch, all right. But that's one hell of a leak blocking.
I mean, Bendy is a demon, but
I could just stop it.
yeah, you saw that thing. That wasn't very child-friendly, just call it that. And we need to get in here, but we need to find Wally Frank's keys, because he was the janitor, and we need to get into this closet right here, but he lost his keys. Now we have to find them for him. And ironically, it dropped them into garbage cans. How I don't know how you can drop keys into a garbage bin of all places, but I don't know. I guess if you're just hanging around garbage, that just happens. I'm not sure why we do that though, but yeah. This is also a cool room. Now we have to find them. This is also really cool. This is a... I'm not sure what it's called. It's a ball table. I don't know what it's called, but it's... You play with balls. That didn't sound right. Okay, so this is the large garbage can. I think it has to be in here. And it isn't. Did I miss it? What? Am I like stupid? Am I blind? Take a fucking guess where it was. In that one room where I didn't check. This is fucking embarrassing. And we're here, and now if you listen to this. Now, I'm gonna explain this before he talks all over me. There is a secret room inside this giant orchestra room, and it's Sammy's so-called sanctuary, and it's right here.
There's something I've got to do in here, but I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah. And how this works is we have to turn on this this bitch, and once it's running, we have to play his favorite song, which he's telling us right there, and then his sanctuary will open to us, as he said. So we need to remember what he said, which means I have to replay the audio tape because I didn't listen. Violin, piano, banjo, banjo. Violin, piano, banjo, banjo. Okay, that's easy enough. Stop flickering. Violin, piano, banjo, banjo. Violin, piano, banjo, banjo. Perfect. That's really ominous, but his sanctuary is literally just a fucking toilet. I mean, I don't want to judge other people, but that's not what I think of when I think of a sanctuary. Welp. One down. And there's Bendy. And there's Sammy Lawrence watching us. And now there's searchers. Ouch, I was almost dead there. But they're pretty easy to kill. But yeah, there he is. There's Sammy watching us. I can't hit him though, which is sad. But we'll move on anyway. So now we would have to continue here. But I'm actually... Would you not interrupt me when I'm talking, please? Thank you. I'm actually gonna end this episode here, so if you want me to continue, then consider leaving a like and hit that subscribe button, because then I'll do a second episode. And yeah, we'll continue next time here. See ya.
Teach me how to shuffle.